Hi everybody who will watch this video and recording. I assume there will be a few more people. My name is Ilya, and I will tell and show a few things about what we are doing at Refact.ai. In short, we are an AI coding assistant or agent. In the future, I will tell a little bit about it. And our vision is to help the future programmers to achieve the best result of their work. And we're actually helping thousands of programmers right now. I mean, probably not at Saturday because most of them are not working, but still plenty of them use us during the weekdays. And switch to next slide. The agenda for today's, I wouldn't call this webinar, it's more like a video that you're watching, is the key trends in AI and Refact's role. Then I will speak and show a little bit what we can do in our current product. And after a quick showcase, I will also speak what is coming into our product, what you can expect in the next few months. And after this, we'll have a Q&A with Sakshan. Thank you, Sakshan, for joining. Okay, let's start. First, the AI coding assistants are on the rise. This is like the time when we already seen that 81% of people that are using them are agreeing that they're increasing productivity, and 71% of developers, those ones who are learning to code, they find that they can speed up the learning process, and they use an AI coding assistance for this. And actually, there is a breakdown of things what AI is helping. So in most of the cases, it's helping to write the code. This is simple, so it's just the code completion and the chat interaction when you can ask ChatGPT or Refact AI to write some piece of code for you. Then it also helps to search for answers, which is basically replacement for Stack Overflow or Google, and it's saving a lot of time. I'm using it by myself, so when I'm writing the code or learning how to code and doing different things, I'm usually asking through the ChatGPT or Sonnet model, and we actually seeing that it also helps with debugging, with documenting the code, actually doing the things that programmers not really like, and the same about the testing the code. And of course, in the future, we'll only see the increase in these metrics. So currently, 14% of enterprise software engineers are using AI coding assistants, and it will increase roughly to 90% by 2028. So the market is changing, and we believe that it will be the same change as some point people start using the IntelliSense and started using the modern IDEs instead of old ones like Vim inside of their terminal. And we actually have plugins with Refact AI coding assistants in most of modern IDEs. So you can find us in VS Code, JetBrains, Visual Studio, NeoVim, Sublime, basically the entire JetBrains family. And we support more than 25 programming languages, including Python, JavaScript, Java, Rust. So you name it, we'll probably support these technologies. And we are actually open source. You can check us out on GitHub. And apart from learning something from our code or maybe reusing it, you can also contribute. So this is one of the best ways actually how to land a job in the company like Refact AI. Maybe it will be useful for you in a few years. And what we have currently in our product. First, the auto-completion. I will show how it works in a few minutes. And for this, we using the Qwen 2.5 coder, 1.5B model. And we have our own RAG pipeline, which is usually unfamiliar word for you, but don't be worried. It's just the code repository awareness. So we can basically read the code that you are writing. I mean, we don't really remember it. It's stored on your computer. And then you can also use our integrated and IDE chat. I will also show IDE. Some of you might also not be familiar with this. This is the development environment. I'm using VS Code. And in IDE, you can see us and use us as you were using ChatGPT before, for example. And there will be a huge plus. We will be able to use our agent. I will show it also in a few minutes, and it will be able to open the files by itself, read, contribute to your code, and basically help you to achieve the results faster. And this is especially important in hackathons, I guess. And yeah, Refact.ai helps explain, refactor, debug, write unit tests, doing different things inside of the development cycle. And you will also see it partly because I bet that things that I will write with Refact will not work from the first shot. And usually I need to debug a bit and refactor some code. And in today's demonstration, I will try not to write any code for myself. And yeah, you can choose between plenty of LLMs like GPT-4o, Cloud 3.5. We have also Llama available on our product. So you can definitely try them out. I would recommend to use GPT-4o because it's the most stable, I would say, when it comes to working with our product. And yeah, let's see it in action. So for this, I prepared an empty repository. Let me close the chat. And actually, I was playing a bit with chat before the call. So I prepared nice big prompt. And I mean, prompt engineering is, I wouldn't say that it's the most important thing, but I will just simply copy and paste. And I think that it will be better than I will explain it rather than just writing it. So first, I'm writing what I want to create. Today I will create a to-do application. I was thinking maybe to create something together with the audience. So Saksham, if you have any ideas, feel free to contribute. Katrin, Avantika, Lian, you can also write something in the chat. I will listen to your hints. But let's start from to-do application. And then maybe we can create something different together, or create some more features in To-Do. So I'm asking to create a To-Do app with basic functionality of creating To-Do, editing it, deleting, and making a marking as done. So I will use Python Fast API. I'm using it because it is quite simple. It doesn't need to be installed beforehand, like most of the React frameworks, for example. And then I'm asking to implement the code in one file, main.py, and static folder with index.html file. So I'm using this architecture to make it as simple as possible for the model, because what we're actually seeing is that when you increase the number of files, models start working a bit worse. So that is why I would recommend, if you're starting from scratch, like I do, to avoid creating a lot of files and just asking it to create one backend file, which is main.py, and one frontend file, which is index.html file. And yeah, then I'm asking to create the app first, and then I will run server by myself why I'm telling it to the model, because sometimes our agent is trying to run the server by itself, and currently this functionality is not out, so it fails and then throws some errors. That is why I'm asking it in advance. So send it, and I'll also explain what is going on here. So first, it's using one of the tools that I was mentioning before. Here it's opening my folder and seeing that there are no files. And then it understands that, okay, I need to create all files by myself. And this is what it will do. So it's creating the main.py and then the index.html. So we can see it from the patch. Here it wrote the code for it, so I can go through it here, but because we actually already have it in the repository, I can review code over here. Is actually letters big enough for you? Can you see it well? You can just show me thumbs up as a reaction or write in chat. Nice. Everything is working. So now I need to start the server. This is what I will do. And actually, because I was told beforehand that some of you never coded before, I'm not sure how detailed I should go, but if you don't understand something, you can always ask it to the Refact agent. And for example, here I'm opening terminal. So terminal is the place where I can run the commands like this. And I actually needed to start the server with our app. So started, and it actually created the Pi cache here. Again, I will not really go into details because we don't have a lot of time, but I'm relying you to research the things by yourself. And now let's go and open this link. Okay, access the frontend at statics index HTML. Nice. And I'm confused a bit. So it sent me this link and I opened it. So I will just go and ask the model to throw me the entire path. So what should I do? Okay. And now it's giving me the entire path. So here I have my to-do list. It's actually worked from the first shot. I mean, we'll call it 0 shot. So let's test it. And I will click on add. It should create the list. Okay, I can even mark it down. I can edit it. And I can delete it. Let's try to mark it down. Nothing happens. And let's actually take a look at the log. Yeah. So something is not right. So when it comes to debugging, it's better to say I tried deleting the to-do, but this is what happening. Okay, so now it will start to debug things. Yeah, it's applying the patches currently. In the meanwhile, I will start the server because I will need to run it again anyway. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to implement all the patches. So don't be scared if it will take some time as it's taken now, because it's basically replacing some of the code. Okay, so it's saying that everything is fine and I can restart the server. Okay, let's see. Test 1, add, delete. Everything is working. And then if I'm clicking on done, it's giving me this kind of design when it's crossing it out, and I can create later undo. So it's actually doing everything that I asked for it. What it's missing now is some kind of design, and I will go simple here. I will use one of the CSS libraries. Let's just tell a Bootstrap. So implement some styling. Use CSS Bootstrap. And actually, if you are unfamiliar with some of the terms that I'm writing here, again, don't hesitate to just open another chat within Refact and ask what it does. So what is CSS, what is Bootstrap actually wrote it with the mistake, but it understood it, so it's Bootstrap like this. And it just helping to save some time, and I don't need to write my own CSS styling for this application. Boom. So it's implemented. Let's restart the server just in case. And yeah, now it looks a bit better. And now we can click done. We can click on delete. Everything is working. So pretty cool. At this point, we can actually go to some ideas from the chat. If you have some ideas what we can improve in this application, just let me know. And we'll go from here. And while you're thinking, one of the things, let's see. So if I'm writing here, yeah, so you see it's still keeping everything in the input field. So what I want to do is when I'm using the input field and clicking on button add, I want it to become blank. And as you see, I made a screenshot to simply insert it here. So now what we want to do is when I am clicking on button add, I want to automatically clear the input fields. And another thing that I kind of don't like is these margins here. So as you see, the margins are not cool. We don't have any distance between the highest input field and the least here. So let's also ask to improve the margin. Not actually improve the margin, increase the margin between elements. So they would not stick one to another. Okay, so we attach the screenshot, and now it will go and try to implement everything. Okay, slight changes. Okay, and now use Chrome to ensure that everything is done. So we have a Chrome tool which will be out in December 10. So currently we have it only in pre-release. I will just show you how it will work in the future. So I'm asking now use Chrome to ensure that everything is done. And what it's doing, it's opening the Chrome session and making the screenshot. So this is the way how it getting the feedback at the end. So, and as you see, yeah, it actually improved the styling a bit. So now we have some kind of distance between this. Actually, this border looks a bit awkward. That's all right. And if I'm writing something like test2, and clicking add, as you see, the input field is now empty. So it recognized everything that I wanted to do and actually did it. So any ideas from the chat? Yeah. Could it change the file by own? Yeah, actually, it did it right now. I hope you saw it. I'm answering the graph question, and it did it successfully. So everything is implemented now. I will do the last thing, and then I will probably finish the demonstration because I want to leave some time to explain about the future product, and we'll need to finish quite soon. So let me for now close the tab. I'm actually not sure if it will work, but what I want to do now, let's change the way how UX is working now. So what I will do, I will create 3 columns with these to-dos. Actually, let's create 2 columns. Just a column with the tasks that are created and column with the tasks that are done. So let's create 2 columns. One with tasks created and one with tasks done. And also I will, so these columns should be in the center. And then the form to create, to do, should be in the, let's make it on the left upper corner of the screen, but some margin, of course. So let's actually see, because this is a hard task to do, I would say, and it would take some time for the junior developer to implement something like this. But let's see. It's kind of doing it, at least from the session. Okay, yeah. It's actually trying to open Chrome tool, but I stopped the server, so it couldn't do it. So let me actually rerun it. And let me check it by myself. So we actually have create to do in the left upper corner. And when I'm clicking add, I cannot see anything. Let's actually check. No bugs are here. Let's do it again. Again, nothing. So I will need to open the developer's console and try to debug it. But actually, it at least understood me. It made some kind of the proper design, so it put it in the left upper corner. It centered the both columns, which is not so trivial for the model. And then probably in inspect, I will have something in console. Yeah, something shitty. Okay, I will send it to it. It will try to fix it, and in the meanwhile, I will finish with my presentation and will quickly tell you what is next. So we're actually moving from AI coding assistant time with basically working together with developers when you basically one of the old features that all code assistants, including us, have. Let me just quickly show it to you in some random file. So show that, oh, show that by. It was the completion. So if I'm writing something, so it's like death, and it will recommend me the code, something like this. Actually don't need it. That is why I will delete it. And that was one of the main functionalities, and still most of the developers are sticking to it. While the new functionality, so at that point of time, the programmer needed to do everything by itself, by themselves, and Refact could support it. But actually, what now we can do is that, as you saw, I was not writing anything. I was just giving the agent some tasks and asking to implement something autonomously. So it could do the entire development process. So it could run the code by itself. It can think. It can edit the code. For now, it cannot really compile it, but we'll manage to do it. And at this point, agents can not just help developers to implement some features. They can implement some features by themselves and even debug or change something. We actually can check if my agent managed to do something. Yeah, it seems like it did something, and let's reload it. Yeah, it's actually showing me things, and when I'm marking it to done, it's moving it to task done. Isn't it beautiful? So actually, it can create things. It can create some simple products like this one. And I spent like 10-15 minutes on writing this. And you can imagine what it could do if I would have like several hours and some knowledge by myself as a programmer that I could implement. So you can really do amazing things with this. And the cool thing is that we have a big community of developers who are using our product, and you can join it using this Discord QR code. So you can do it on the recording, just take your phone and join our Discord. And a small, yeah, we actually have a Q&A session, but I think, Gaurav, if you have any questions, just write them in chat. I'll answer on them. And I just want to mention that we are given 2 months for the Pro plan for free with promo code ImpactX. And actually, what this Pro plan will allow you to do is to access unlimited number of requests to GPT or to Claude 3.5 latest models by the main players. So I would use this opportunity, and this is available only until the end of this week. So hurry up. And I would be happy to receive some feedback in our Discord community. So yeah, let's move to the Q&A. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. We have 1 minute left in this Zoom. And if you don't have questions, just you can tell I don't have questions. It will be also fine. But yeah, question, yeah, you do not have. Actually, Gaurav, quick question. Will you try to use Refact? Just yes or no. Okay, seems like yes. Okay, I think this is it from my side. So don't hesitate to go to Discord. I will be there. And yeah, thank you for watching this recording, and thank you for joining for today's session.